show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Let's get this party started right. Come on, JT.
What's up?
Supposed to say, let's get this party started quickly, right?
Right?
Come on, man. You're supposed to be down with it, bro. You're supposed to be down with it. Man, don't have me rewind up in here. All right. Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Kevin Cameron. This is Soul Tape, and we come to you every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. If you want to know what's going down in Pittsburgh sports, this is the place to be. We'll bring it to you. To my right, and yeah, to the right on the screen as well. I had to make sure you were right on the screen, JT.
Yes, sir.
JT, James Taylor. What's up, man?
Oh, man, I can't call it just another week of dealing with frustration.
Dealing with frustration. You're
Yeah.
right about that. You're right about that. What's up, Keith Platt?
What's going
Over
on,
in the
Kev?
red. I like that red, man.
Appreciate it, man.
You know, you got some NBA going on right there.
Yeah, a little
but
nostalgia throwback.
And are your pants black?
Yeah.
You know, those are Quip colors, bro.
Hey, I'm
Those
a
are
quick fan,
Quip
man.
colors. I'm a Quip PA.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
that
what's
water
up,
different
man.
up there, man.
It is. It is for sure.
Shout out to Allo Quipper.
And I had some
Definitely.
of it as well. Now, we also have someone else joining us, and let me see. He's actually calling in right now, and I want to get him on the line. Hold tight 1 minute there, and we'll make the connection. While we make the connection here, JT, you know what time it is. If people want to call in and join the conversation, what do they do?
You got to call. And remember, this is the call-in number first, 412-213-8995. And the text number is 412-218-3888.
All right. Excellent. And like we said, we do want you to be a part of the conversation. We got some hot topics that we need to talk about today. And I actually just made a mistake with the connection, but we'll continue to talk. As far as the topic, the main topic, and it's going to be the question of the day. Okay. Should the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin get fired? Should the Steelers fire Mike Tomlin? Don't say anything yet. I know you want to hurry up and respond to that, but just hold tight on that. Both of you. All right. So I've been efforting here, and I think we are good to go. I hear a lot of background noise, though. I'm not sure if that's that Super Bowl ring making all that noise or what. All right. Darnell Dinkins, our Super Bowl champ. What's up, Darnell?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Sorry for the delay.
What up, DJ?
What's going on?
What's
All
up,
right.
Double D?
All right. Do you two hear him in both ears? or
Yeah,
just
I can hear him.
in both ears?
And this one.
Okay. Just one for you?
Yeah.
All right. We'll get that corrected during the break. But yeah, we're happy to have you on board. Today was a snowy day here in Pittsburgh, PA. How many inches of snow did we get, fellas?
I think 1 to 3.
It was more than one.
It was sunny and 75 out where I was at.
Where were you?
Penn Hills.
Penn Hill. Yeah. Okay. All right. I bet
thought it was
was.
like 3. I thought it was like 3 to 4 inches.
Yeah.
The snow scared the sun fall out there in Penn Hill, huh?
Yeah, buddy.
I missed that one. What was that?
I was saying the snow scared to fall out there in Penn Hill.
Excuse me. Probably so. Good comeback, Darnell. Good comeback. All right, so this is what's going on, everyone. JT gave you the digits to call in to join the conversation. Also, I want to make everybody aware we do a fantastic Black and Gold post-game show. If you haven't checked it out, you need to check it out. We do a live on-site from Cloud 33 Cigar Lounge in Pittsburgh, PA. That's the Penn Hill Shopping Center. To be specific, you could come down, you could have a cigar, have a drink or whatever, even if you don't smoke. I don't smoke, but when we're not doing the show, I just go hang out, have a drink and fellowship with the ladies and the gentlemen. Notice I said ladies too. So ladies could go also.
I bet you were
Okay.
smoking after that game, and I'm not talking about a cigar. I'm talking about
Really?
you was hot.
I probably, yeah, I was hot. I was hot. And since you brought that up, you know, I actually mentioned it to my cousin Daryl. I'm not sure if he's watching or listening or not. I said, man, that's one of the hardest things to do when you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, a true fan, a diehard fan.
Right.
And for the Steelers to lose, to have to go down to the press room and the locker room and everything. But duty calls, and that's what I did. So I'll continue to do it. So yeah, check out our post game show. You'll really love it. Okay. It's after every Steeler day game this week. The Steelers travel to Baltimore. I'll be there covering the game as well. So we'll have some of the fellas at Cloud 33 to carry on the post game show. Now, tomorrow, what you need to do as well, there's so much going on with Pittsburgh's ESPN. Okay, you have to stay up to date as far as what's going on. Check out our radio schedule. But the best way to do it is to be a subscriber. Subscribe to our radio station on the website as well as YouTube. You'll get all the necessary information. There's a brand new show. I think this will be the third show so far for Cocoa with Jesus. Okay, it is a faith-based show, an inspirational show. You'll love it. The topic tomorrow is your due season is coming. I like that topic. And I believe in it as well. Okay, so check that out. That's 7 to 8 p.m. tomorrow. That's both on the radio side as well as the YouTube side. Okay, moving on to the question of, well, no, we're going to save the question of the day. What we need to talk about, our Pittsburgh Steelers losing to the Bills, the Buffalo Bills, in horrible fashion, 26-7. Couldn't stop the run, or the Steelers couldn't run. And I'm going to throw it over to Darnell first, since he's the guy that played in the NFL. And one of the things that continue to come up every time I hear an analysis of the game, they said the Bills basically ran the same play like 30 different times, and it worked probably 25 of the 30 times. So, Darnell, what did you think?
But once again, I think this is why it's so hard to rate which Bills team you will see first and foremost. You know, there's times where they come out and they look, tremendous. And then there's times they come out and they look like a bunch of duds. I think Pittsburgh, in a sense, played they didn't do a great job of obviously containing one of the most standout, quarterbacks in our league to date, right? So first and foremost, you got to find a way to contain the quarterback. We've seen the same thing the week before with Chicago. And I think when it comes down to it, you have to effectively move the ball. And I think, Pittsburgh, week in and week out, I think the frustration becomes, what is our identity? We want to be known as a hard-nosed, smash mouth, football team in terms of how we, manage the field and the things that we do and how we, operate. But week in and week out, you see the defense, blow certain things. You have 4 penalties at 4 times where a key penalty where now you'll be going out third and long, a fourth down situation, somebody make a mistake and allow an extended drive. So I think what happened is that you're seeing some of the players a little bit not as focused or not being able to have that. You got the premier pass rusher, in the NFL, on your defense, but it seems like there's gaps and holes as a whole collectively. They just never seem to think both offensively and defensively. And let's face it, the Bills are not, worse teams. 20, like the Final Four, does it really say a lot about, the Steelers? I mean, they didn't get blown out, but in terms of blowouts, it wasn't a blowout. But at the end of the day, playing this whole 26-7, it's still a very, time loss. And I think they need to really start, saying like, what can we get out of the person who can make it throws and catches? We start to see some guys, picking go to another team, and he's becoming the guy that we always thought he would be in Pittsburgh with the Cowboys. You don't think can you get more in DK Metcalf? And some of those two guys, these are guys who would even be in. It seems like in that game, it was just a matter of guys just not being able to answer the call and stay firm with the goals.
All right. So I mentioned this to a number of people as well. When I'm in the locker room and when I'm talking to these players, they're all trying to be accountable. Okay. They're all trying to be accountable defensively. Well, we just need to be in our gaps is what I hear a lot. I even asked about the scheme to Alex Highsmith. Should there be changes to the scheme? Now, I have to ask the question. I really didn't expect a correct answer, and I didn't get a correct answer. Okay. He just basically said that the players need to play better. Okay. But I think there's something schematically that needs to change. You could say this guy needs to be in his gap all day. But if I'm the offensive lineman and JT is the defensive lineman and if he tries to get in the gap, he's going to lose. He's going to lose
past you every time.
He's going to lose every time.
You're going to get your quarterback hurt.
So the bottom line, because I know you got bad knees, bad hips, and everything else, so I'm definitely going low. Even if I need to take a penalty, JT,
That's all right.
I don't care if somebody else is blocking you. You're not supposed to. What is it, Darnell? It's a penalty to go low when defensive guy is engaged, right?
Yeah, the penalty is 2 men engaged and one is high and one is low. That is something that is not seen as okay.
Right. But if it's JT, I'm going low. It
If
won't matter.
you going
But my
high, you going low. You going low.
But my point is, okay, you can say someone needs to be in their gap all day, but if they try to get to their gap and they lose, right, you need to do something else. You need to do something else to help your players be able to penetrate. When I put the tape on, I saw our defensive line getting pushed back. I saw a lot of the Bills' whole offensive line moving left, the running back cutting right, moving right, the running back cutting left. Okay. And you just can't continue to do what you're doing if you're not having success. JT?
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, my thing is our defense is playing slow, okay? And one thing I was looking at, and I was just wanting to take a look at it before I even mentioned something. Josh Allen only threw 23 passes, okay? He only
123 yards, I think.
Yes, 123 yards. And they ran the ball
51 times, was it?
For 249 yards, which lets me know that our defense is staying on the field.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're extending drives and our defense is just staying on the field. So, and then our offense can't stay on the field. So, I mean, 3 and outs constantly. I mean, it's just penalties, killers. They're game killers. They're season killers. When you're trying to, get to that next level, you can't take stupid penalties, number one. I mean, they're like common sense penalties.
Right.
So it tells me that our defense, they had to be tired. In the third quarter, that's all they did.
But they deserve to be tired because they can't stop anybody.
I think you can in the NBA. I don't know if the refs are, and I'm not saying this to be speeches or without any negativity into but it seems like some of the calls that get called every single game, and I've been saying this since last year. And you start looking at some of the spreads, and I started with looking at the spreads of the games and how somebody is 3.5 and somebody lose by 3, or if it's 1.5 and somebody lose by 3. Like, you start looking at the closeness of some of these, spreads and the calls that get called in games, and you start to say to yourself, like, why is it every time somebody get a long run or punt return, you get some holding on the back end wave. Like it just
It's been happening for years.
He's right. And it seems like, the ref has been more adamant about making the most boneheaded call, in a game. And it's been more prevalent, but maybe it's just me just looking at it with a different half. I'm not trying to say anything negative, but it seems like it's been more prevalent in the late.
Without a doubt. If you look at the game, if you watch the game, and you know as well as I know, Darnell, you played the game, you could probably call holding on every single play.
Right. Holding on every single play.
Right. And the thing is, they're determining the outcome of these games. And like you said, with some stupid calls. But when you got a guy like, say, TJ Watt or Alex Highsmith, and they're blatantly getting held, and these are turning into 20, 25, 30-yard runs and extending these drives. They have to start doing something about these refs. I totally agree. So
I think it's asinine in some of the places that they make some of these calls. But, at the end of the day, it definitely takes away momentum. Like we talk about, and we talk about common sense and it should be that easy. But when let's say you have a big 3rd and 5, you create a good, third down, and then you get called for, holding, and the holding is on the receiver down the field on the screen that is kind of 10 yards away from the ball. You start to say to yourself, like, what is the referee looking at, and how did he see that the ball's very across the field? That's the first thing I start saying. When you got Aaron Rodgers going for 10 for 21 and 117 yards, it wasn't much worse than Josh Allen at 15 for 23. But you start to say, like, it just seemed like the game just was a really nasty game that the ref should have let them play football. At that point, when it's cold and it's in those type of elements, you should let the guys play football because it's already hard enough being out there. And I think
okay. All right. Okay, cool. Real quick, because we have to get moving. What's wrong? I'm going to throw it over to Keith. What do you think? What's wrong with the defense?
Defense, I just don't understand it, man. You stop Josh Jacobs, you stop Jonathan Taylor, but then you let Ray Davis, James Cook, Josh Allen run on you. So that's telling me that the defense has it in them to stop teams, to stop the run, but it's not consistent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you stop Jonathan Taylor, you stop Josh Jacobs, but Josh Allen, 8 carries, 38 yards, a touchdown. Cook ran on us.
So you're saying the inconsistency of stopping the defense or stopping the run defensively is the problem.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Do we all agree with that, fellas?
Yeah, but that's why I said, if our offense can't move the ball, our defense is right back out there.
Yeah, and they're going to be tired. I get it, JT.
And with that winter.
Yeah. And then one more thing, too, man, to elaborate on those referees, I totally agree with y'all because there's certain crews, man, and I don't understand what they be calling, like the Hockey League crew. Whenever I see the name Hockey League and his crew, if you know him, you know the history. It's always a lot of calls. Then there's another guy, he's a minority with glasses. Him and his crew, they call everything, man. And I'm like, yo, come on, y'all. Yeah. Like, what are y'all doing?
I think he was on Sunday Night Football, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I can't think of his name.
We're talking about officiating. I really don't, because
sometimes it's some questionable calls, Kev. Just saying, man.
They're performing poorly.
Not blaming them.
Here's what I would say about a 15 that has really, proved dividend with some star quarterbacks. When you get rougher the passer, calls on some of the cases, their defense is not showing up. And when you finally get a chance to get it blow on them, when you got Highsmith or, any of the guys coming off the edge, you now knock the quarterback around and you could have film be thrown in there. I think I'm seeing a dynamic, and this is happening in college and in the pros where, it seems like there's a disconnect between the players.
I got it. But let's stick to the topic. What's wrong with the Pittsburgh Steelers? What's wrong with the defense? So we talked about they can't stop the run consistently. And so they need to find ways.
Arthur Smith.
Well, we're going offense in a minute here, but Deshaun.
Okay, let me ask you.
Hold on, we got to get moving, Darnell. So. If you can slide it in later, go ahead and slide it in later. All right. On the offensive side of the ball, the Steelers score 7 points. Not only did the Steelers score 7 points, but those 7 points came in the first half. The Steelers were leading 7-3 at halftime. Come out, I think it was the first play of the game. Aaron Rodgers trying to move around in the pocket. Bosa sacked them, strip sack, fumble, picked up, return. I think it was Banfield, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Christian Benford.
Benford,
Yeah, the
okay.
cornerback.
Picked it up and scored, and everything turned from that point in time. And to be honest with you, to get to what you're saying, JT, with Arthur Smith, and I'll ask him this on Thursday when I'm over there. The Steelers need to open up their offense some way, somehow.
Preach.
They gotta at least try.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
because right now the way they're playing, the margin of error is small. And if they have a pick six or a strip sack or a touchdown and the other team gets ahead, now they have a different type of pressure on them. Okay. I'd rather for them to be aggressive, try to go down the field,
Right.
and utilize the wide receivers that they do have. Pat Frymuth was missing in action.
No target Sunday,
on
man, which
Sunday.
I think is insane.
It matters.
Good
And they waited way too late to get our guy Darnell Washington going. No one wants to tackle Darnell Washington. So why are you waiting so long to get him the ball? You need to get him the ball early and often. So the question is, what's wrong with the offense? And I went with you last, Keith, so I'll go with you now.
Offense, man, I think it's lack of creativity. This guy seems to be in love with the tight ends, and there's no creativity. There's no route combinations, no route concepts. Like, you know what I mean? I go back to the Chicago game, that last draft. You send DK Metcalf on a slant, man. I think it was like 3rd and 8 or something like that. And I'm like, what are they doing? You got to send him up the field. You know what I mean? But also, guys got to get open too, man. And I also think, man, we got Jonnu Smith, and I think we're just wasting him, man. I think his talent is insane, and I think we're just wasting his talent, man.
Okay.
Like, you know, you giving him inside end arounds. Like, come on, Arthur, are you kidding me, man?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. That's for somebody like Joey Galloway or something,
Darnell,
man.
you're not
It's
going to
crazy.
win in the NFL if you can't go downfield. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what they're doing. JT,
Well,
what's wrong
number
with
one, those tight ends, they can keep the secondary. What's the word? Honest, right?
Uh-huh.
Throw the ball in the middle of the field. Number one. Number two, you got a receiver. You got 2 receivers that practically run 4-2. Okay, so if you're not throwing the ball in the middle of the field, and guys are always open,
Who's the 2?
Calvin Austin III and DK Metcalf.
Okay.
These dudes they run like deer.
Okay.
Okay, and you have 3 humongous tight ends.
Yeah.
Pat Fryermuth, Darnell Washington, and Jonnu Smith.
Okay.
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 So, which tells me that Arthur Smith is not coaching to other teams' weaknesses. Because you see, how did we win? How did we beat Indianapolis? How did we beat the other big win we had? They were throwing the ball in the middle of the field.
The number's on your screen, everyone. Call in 412-213-8995 or shoot us a text.
And that's what I'm saying. If you throw the ball in the middle of the field, now your linebackers have to stick around. Your safeties have to play safe, be honest.
You can run the ball better too, right?
Right.
Because
Right.
now
If
the
you-
linebackers have to worry about what's going on behind them.
It open up gaps.
Yeah.
And a lot of these linebackers, I mean, seriously, think about it. A lot of these linebackers really cannot, I mean, with their size, cannot watch Jonnu, even though he may be great for the first 10 yards. I mean, he's not nobody that's going to run down the field like Jonnu Smith. I mean, Jonnu Smith had what? 80-some receptions with
That's
Miami.
what I'm saying. He gets open, man.
So check it out also, Darnell, right? So you bring your heavier package into the game, right? So you bring 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, okay? So the defense is going to match that, right? And now, go ahead.
I was going to say, you got 13 personnel. We got the tight ends that you need. What I see the Steelers doing, and we need to remember, the game at half was still 3-7 Steelers. The first half played really slow. Steelers come out. Most teams take 10 plays. They came out, 6-play drive, went down 39 yards. The plays in the second half changed, and you just start seeing Buffalo made great halftime adjustments. It don't seem like the Steelers did. So what you should do, Darnell Washington is almost like a sixth lineman. You should have him slow down Bosa so he's not a factor in the game and check release late. So what you see in offense is that what teams will do if you're running the ball effectively, they have to go to a single high safety to get another safety into the box off the run. At that point, single high safety quarterback can route the back. I can go to my 4-2 guys. It gives DK Metcalf the opportunity. Only having 5 targets means the running team is not doing well. And when you start looking at the breakdown of a defense, like to run the ball well, I get a defense from going 2 high safeties to cover over the top. So now they got to shed the box. 2 high safeties, I can throw in the middle of the field to my tight end. Single high safety, I throw outside to my receivers. The Steelers' identity was so slow that they allowed Buffalo to dictate their offense, and they can never get into a flow of game. If they can get Buffalo to now bringing them the guy in, they can get more targets to the outside guys, and they could get the play action and pass game going. But when you only acquire, 35, yards from Warren and then Gainwell with 20, it's hard to create any type of section for Aaron Rodgers to go back. When the team knows you're throwing on third and long, they get guys like both the opportunity to peel their ear back and just go after them. So the offense has to work in unison. The running game has to be congruent with the pass game so that they can get a good pass and run the ball efficiently. One, you sort of top down and you don't put the ball back into the hands of guys like Josh. Allen, I think it always start with the linemen and how they're running the ball.
Got it. Great. All right. So we have our first caller.
And it throws their timing off because now the Steelers are playing rushed and they have to adapt now to trying to come back. So what it does is when Aaron Rodgers is forcing the ball a lot, he's in the defense. The opponent's defense don't really have to make no adjustments.
I didn't really see any forced balls by Aaron Rodgers.
He's throwing the ball.
I saw a couple misses for different reasons, but let's get the caller on the line. Kurt, how's it going?
Thank you for taking my call. It's going well, I guess, outside of football.
Right.
One of the things I think that I've ignored, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks, the defense is on the field 33 minutes a game. So when you look at that, 33 minutes is a lot of film. So these teams have an extraordinary amount of film that they get to watch because the offense last in the league in time of possession. So that if we know we're last in the league of time of possession, then we know the defense is on the field. But to be on the field for more than half the game every game, so defense or the offenses that come and play us, they've got everything. They got everything they need.
Yeah.
And so we're wondering why can't we cover the middle? A lot of it has to do with the fact that we're just showing everything on tape because the offense really can't stay on the field, and the offense hasn't been able to stay on the field in about 2 to 3 seasons. All right, and that goes back to the Canada days, and we knew Matt Canada wasn't it. Well, I mean, geez, Arthur Smith, I thought Arthur Smith would be a drastic improvement. I mean, I really did. I thought. Okay, he came here. We had Najee Harris. He could do something with that. No, he didn't really do much. I mean, we looked better on paper and we scored more points, I guess. But the offense still can't get off, or they can't stay on the field. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that, look, we just don't have a franchise quarterback. We don't have a number one receiver. I'm sorry, DK Metcalf. He's dropped the ball too many times and has done too many things this year that I can't call him a true number one. I guess we're blessed with good tight ends that we don't throw to. And I just think we definitely don't have that running back that we should, that could help carry the offense when the quarterback isn't playing well. So, I mean, it's a lot of things, but, I mean, number one, man, 33 minutes on the field a game for the defense. I'm sorry. No defense is going to be great playing that much.
Well, and I think it would be more, and the reason why I say that is, but penalties extends the defense on the field as well. So if our defense is on the field for 33 minutes, and our offense is only on the field for 27, 27, how much time of that 27 minutes comes from first and second down penalties?
Yeah. Well, just for the record, last game, and I'm going to round by a second, 42 minutes by Buffalo, 18 minutes by Pittsburgh.
For what?
Time of possession.
That
crazy.
Exactly.
Crazy. So, I mean, but it was complete loss, as I called it. But Kurt, what else did you have?
Well, you just made a great point about the time possession in the last game. I mean, look, everybody keeps going on and on about, this was the most rushing yards given up by the Steelers defense. Look, they had the ball for 41 minutes. I don't know how they don't get that many rushing yards when we already knew coming into the game, this is one of the best rushing attacks in all of football. So one of the best rushing attacks had 40 minutes to do so. That's unheard of, and that's
74 plays they ran 74, and I thought I heard somewhere, Darnell, that the average plays in the NFL per team is it 50, somewhere around there. I'm not sure if you know.
Between 60 and 70, I would say on average. In a slow game like that, 50 is a lot. In a slow game like that, but Buffalo is really just decimated with time of possession. I mean, you think about 41 minutes and 59 seconds to be exact, 18 minutes and one. So you think about third down conversions. You think about the amount of plays you have, the targets. Like there were so many opportunities, for Buffalo that they could have been a blowout based on time of possession.
Definitely. All right. What else, Kurt?
Just on a final note here, I can't believe I'm about to say this because I've been a long-time Mike Tomlin supporter, but I think at this point they have to win the division, which I still think is a chance. I don't care what the record is.
Yeah.
I feel like if they win the division, get into the postseason, maybe, and I stress maybe, win a game. That gives his value up. I think it's time. They ought to offer him up for a trade in 2026 if they have a replacement. This season enough has told me he might just need a change of scenery, or he might just decide to let him walk because this is it. You can see it. This is not the same team that we had 10 years ago, 5 years ago. It's not even the same head coach. The philosophy is running stale. But I think to give him better status and value, we have to win out, because otherwise his value goes down if he doesn't do it. So I'll hang up and listen to your thoughts.
Excellent. Appreciate it.
Do you have a and I'm going to harp on this. Do you have a number of penalties? You have offensive penalties?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will have to. Go ahead, Darnell.
How much?
5 penalties for the Steelers for 67 yards.
Okay. So of those 5 penalties, how much more time does that put on the clock? I mean, take off the clock for.
I see where you're going.
That's 18 minutes. If that 18 minutes
are momentum more than time. Like, you know what a team's momentum of being excited about a good play and then being like, man, like we just lost third down. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. So what we'll do, we'll take a real quick break, probably like a minute and a half. And when we come back, I will answer the question of the day. Should the Pittsburgh Steelers fire head coach Mike Tomlin? Kirk just called in and basically answered the question. He said, yes, this should be it for head coach Mike Tomlin. I'm going to give you my true answer like you've never seen it. Like you've never seen it before. Okay, this should be all how do they say you went viral on the internet? Yeah. That's exactly what should happen after I get done giving my take on if the Pittsburgh Steelers should get rid of Mike Tomlin. We'll also talk Pennsylvania high school football championships. We'll talk Pens. Give you an update as far as what's going down with them. They faced the Flyers last night, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll talk Pitt football. Pitt suffered a big loss to Miami 38-7. Now what? What kind of bowl game will they have? And we also need to talk Penn State. Did any news, Darnell, break regarding a coach for Penn State?
Do we got time to talk about it real quick? I think that, if they were going to go with the choice right now, he would be looking to, preserve recruits and kind of be ahead of this January 2nd transfer portal. So if they were going to go with Terry Smith, which would seem like a solid choice for this area and how he was recruited and all that help, I would say that they may be looking for something better. It's the same conversation I would say that talk about what Mike Tomlin is. Proactively, you have to find somebody who can come in and make it count. Changing the coach. I've never seen as many coaches change in college as they have been. But who do you replace? Right now, it's recruit. NIL helps, but you have to get somebody who can talk to recruit. No one has done it better than Terry, which is why they've kind of established the dominance they had. But, I don't know who they have on the board in terms of who can really come in and if each area is good. When you're competing against Ohio State and other people. And once again, like the Tomlin, who can come in and create change? And then what type of identity do you want the team to have? Those are questions that get missed in the changing of a coach. It's what identity is that coach going to bring?
So I just want to make sure no breaking news as of yet. We'll go ahead.
Hawaii's coach. I mean, not for BYU.
Well, hold tight right there because we have to take a break. I just wanted to make sure nothing broke. So we'll be right back, everyone.
It's an old school party. Yes. Each Saturday, we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday, right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with the Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
Pittsburgh.
Right. All right. We are back, everyone. This is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. You see the names on YouTube. For those of you on the radio stream, I'm Kevin Cameron, JT, James Taylor in the house, Keith Platt across from me in the house as well. And we have our Super Bowl champ, Darnell Dinkins, on the phone. If you miss anything that we talked about so far, all the shows are recorded. You can go back and check it out. We talked about the horrible loss against the Bills where the Steelers couldn't stop them run. And we asked a question and gave our opinions on what's wrong with the defense as well as what's wrong with the offense. And we talked a little about Mike Tomlin. The question of the day: should the Steelers fire head coach Mike Tomlin? My heart actually broke a little bit on Sunday. Okay. I was in the media press box, I guess. I was in the press box. And this is the first time I've heard this, fellas, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm not sure if I missed this or not. I mean, they chanted, "Fire Mike Tomlin, fire Mike Tomlin, fire Mike Tomlin," right? Never heard that with Chuck Noll. When it was time for Chuck Noll to leave, I agreed, everyone. I said it was time for Chuck Noll to leave. Chuck Noll brought 4 Super Bowls. Not only did he bring 4 Super Bowls, he brought 4 in 6 years. And no one still hasn't matched that dominance. Okay, so he got that respect, right? They shouldn't have did that against him. Bill Cowher, right? Bill Cowher came next. He decided to step away. I think it was a money thing, right? It was a money thing. But see, people have amnesia. Okay, short memories. Okay, selectively, if you ask me. Because there's been many years where Bill Cowher lost championship games at home.
Yeah.
Right? And people were upset losing championship games at home. Now, he won a Super Bowl,
Right.
lost another one, very similar to Mike Tomlin. Okay. Chuck Noll, just go back to him. I think he coached 23 years. And if you all could fact check me, JT, I think Chuck Noll coached 23 years, and this is Mike Tomlin's 19 years.
Okay.
19th year. Okay. So when it was time for Bill Cowher to leave, my point is, you never heard chants coming from the Steeler fans, fire Bill Cowher, fire. You didn't hear that. Okay. I understand people are upset with Mike Tomlin. I get it, everybody. I truly do. The Steelers haven't won a playoff game in 8 or 9 years. I'm frustrated.
10 years, I think.
No, it's not 10 yet.
Okay.
See,
yeah, it's almost.
They round. Yeah. They round, right? But a year is
trying
a big,
to pour gas on the fire.
A year is a big year.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it's, you can't round years is my point. But I was like, wow, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is one thing when you chant fire Matt Canada as the offense coordinator. Okay. But I've never seen it for a head coach, right? So to answer the question, and what I try to do, everybody, I set the agenda for the show. And if there's a hot topic, even though I might not like the hot topic, we're going to talk about it. Because I like to say, we don't pull any punches. I'm not afraid to talk about the tough issues.
Right.
Okay. I'm frustrated.
Me too.
I'm frustrated with that loss last week. I'm frustrated with the situation we're in.
Okay, I think I'm gonna make all you guys maybe feel a little bit. Imagine being Mike Tomlin. We all got our own emotions and issues and concerns as we sit in the seats right now. Somebody say, our wrestling would be mad about it. So imagine everybody saying that you said.
You better be, because if you're not, you'll have a problem.
Right. Hey, I'm gonna say week one. The Steelers are 6-6, past the third place of the Ravens. Week one, 31-25 over the Jaguars, right?
Yep.
Week two, 17-14 for the Buccaneers.
Over the Jets. Go ahead.
Right. The local preseason. So I'm looking at week two. In week three now, you play the Panthers. You win 19-10. So then you go into the Seahawks. You lose to the Seahawks 31-7. Now, you came back to that, ready for that game. The Patriots, who are 11-2 right now, you beat the Patriots 21-14, right? Vikings, you beat the Vikings 24-21, right? Are we still there?
Yeah.
And so now you got a game, against the Bengals. You lose a 2-point game, 33-31. You go either way, right? Game they should win. Joe Flacco probably was, how on his luck when he won that game. The Browns, he beat 23-9. The Packers, this is a really good team, right? 35-25. The Colts, you end up beating the Colts 2-8-4 right now.
What did you say for the Packers?
They lost to the Packers, 35-25.
Right. Okay.
You beat the Colts 8-4 to 27-20. Great win. Go to the Chargers, another strong team at 8-4. You lose 25-10. You go back, smack the Bengals 34-12, and then you lose a close one against the Bears 31-20 last quarter, go whatever way, and then the Buffalo Bills. I see a 6-6 team who has lost some very solid games. One that could be off here is maybe the Bengals. They play some good teams, and they are playing some solid football.
Yeah, see, here's the deal, Darnell.
And I know Tom, we say Tomlin almost 3 years, but they are playing good football, and they're not always consistent. but they play some good teams, so at least they.
I'm not making those excuses, even though I understand the Thursday night game because I said it before. The Thursday night game, the Steelers are just a horrible Thursday night game. But I'm gonna grab this mic back and finish up. I'm gonna grab this mic back and finish up because I have something I'm gonna share with everybody, like I said, and I've never said this before. And Kirk also stated his feelings, and he was a Mike Tomlin supporter, and now he said that it is time to go. So I'm going to answer the question again. Should the Steelers fire head coach Mike Tomlin? And I say, and I have my sign ready. Everybody see this? I'm resisting the fire Mike Tomlin movement.
I'm with you.
All day, every day.
Every day. I'm with
Every
you,
day.
man. I'm with you.
I'm resisting
Yeah, me too.
the fire Mike Tomlin movement. You too?
Yeah, I'm part of that.
You can have that sign right there.
Yeah.
You can have it. Show everybody.
One thing I can
Show
say,
everybody.
one thing
That's
I can
right.
say,
Man,
That's
who you
right.
gonna go grab?
right? No,
Come on, man. And hold up, JT. Then if this is the crazy thing, you got all this negativity about Tomlin, but guess what? Nobody's saying this. If you beat Baltimore Sunday, you're in first place, man.
There you go.
Bottom line,
There you
man. Nobody's talking about this again.
There you go, JT.
Well, the biggest problem with me, it's not about fire Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin, to me, is shooting himself in the foot, and this is why I say this.
Okay.
He is letting his coordinators and his coaches
On the show.
put that axe in him. His coordinators, and you hire coordinators
Yeah.
to offensive coordinator to score points.
Yeah. And again, JT, you raise a good point. I mentioned my cousin Daryl earlier. I had a conversation with him. I think it was yesterday. Might have been today. I can't remember. All right.
You need to do it better.
But he brought up the same thing.
You got to do it better. You got to do it. Look, why in the world it was Brian Flores still not here?
Yeah.
Hey, that's big. Yeah.
But
he dropped the ball. He's supposed to be the D coordinator.
You bring up a good point,
Yeah,
JT. But that's why I'm resisting the Mike Tomlin firing movement. That's exactly why, because people either don't want to believe the whole story, okay, or they don't understand the full story. And the full story, based on the coordinators that you mentioned, and since I have to go over there this weekend, I'm not going to say, what coaches should be fired and what coaches should stay.
Right.
Okay.
Smart man. Smart move.
However, everybody know this. Okay. Mike Tomlin doesn't make all those decisions. I don't care what anyone says. The Steelers, and I back it up based on history, and this is why I'm resisting the movement, because Mike Tomlin is taking the blame and is being held accountable for a lot of decisions that he is not the final person to make that decision. And this is where I'm going, everyone. The Steelers do not get rid of their coaches when they have a contract in place. Okay? So right now, if Mike Tomlin wanted to get rid of Terrell Austin or Arthur Smith or Pat Meyer, the offensive line coach, and any of the others, the Roonies will say, no, we don't operate that way. Okay? The contract has to expire, and during the offseason, we'll make the moves. They made one exception in like 50 or 60 years, and that was Matt Canada, right? The former offensive coordinator. Okay? Now, if Mike Tomlin had his way, right now, the defense gave up, 300 yards against Baltimore in a playoff game, basically, 300 yards.
Yes, sir.
And the defense is not performing today. Mike Tomlin can't go to the Roonies even after last season to say, I don't want to bring Terrell Austin back. You make a good point, JT. Brian Flores, he should have been a priority. But the Roonies, and again, when I say the Roonies, everybody, I'm assuming based on what I'm seeing, right? The Roonies are saying, no, we promised this job to Terrell Austin. He's still under contract. I'm not going to remove him to put Brian Flores in place. Okay, but that would have been a smart move, but they don't operate that way. So I think the way the
What do
Steelers.
you mean? Flores was already in place.
Hey, can I answer? I love the points you're making.
Okay.
We're making points. That's good. I want to think about this. I'm gonna give you guys some records, and I want you guys to understand. Like 9-3, Chicago Bears.
Yep.
8-3-1, Green Bay Packers. 7-5, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All won first and second place in those records, right? The things we're not saying is the things that we could or should be saying, right? And then you look in the AFC, the Patriots 11-2, Buffalo Bills 8-4. When you look at the Chargers 8-4, the only team they lost to is the 4-8 Bengals. And as a coach going against all those teams with winning records, at some point you got to say, what other coach going to come in and coach is good? The only love they had was against the Buffalo Bills. So, like, when you talk about productivity, the players got to play. They got great players on the field, but they lost some really good teams. If they lost to the Jets, if they lost to the Dolphins, if they lost to the Browns, if they lost to the Titans, we should be having this conversation. But they lost to the best teams in their conferences, and they played well. Like that part in the play it should be taken into account.
Well, here's the deal, Darnell. I could point out a lot of Mike Tomlin faults, right? But I don't believe he should be fired. When you have the most expensive defense in the NFL, I believe it's between $160 million to $174 million. That unit has to carry your team. You need to be shutting people down defensively. That has to be the strength of your team, and that's not the strength of the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Okay, so I get that complaint by the team. You know what the strength is? Unfortunately,
special teams, kicking.
Basically, Chris Boswell. and they've been finding ways to keep Chris Boswell, off the field. Now, I also wrote down from a defensive standpoint, can we say the loss of Deshaun Elliott was a key to the problems of because he was strong against
he was. I think, though, the drop-off is not really that much. Kyle Duggar's pretty good. He just got to catch them down interceptions.
I don't think he's as strong.
He should have about 6 inners.
I don't think he's as strong as Deshaun Elliott against the run.
Okay.
Not at all. Deshaun used to come up there and fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duggar's probably more versatile, though. Elliott's probably better run stopper.
Yeah, so, again.
Did we miss our first-round draft pick this week? Past week?
Harmon. Yeah,
we did. Derek Harmon is out.
Man.
So, JT, did you answer the question?
I don't think Mike Tomlin should be fired.
Okay. Are you a resistor too?
Yeah, I'm a resistor. I just think he needs to.
Because I got a sheet for you too.
Like I said,
I got a sheet. Hold that sheet up and let everybody know.
I'm not
proud. Hold that.
I'll let you see it next week. But no. But what I'm saying is, I think Tomlin does a very good job, okay? But like I said, to me, and this is just this is an opinionated show.
It is.
A lot of times.
It is.
I just think he needs to have his coordinators, more so the offensive coordinator, take accountability because our offensive coordinator, because let me tell you something. When it's not 41 minutes to 19 minutes or 42 to 18
42 to 18.
I think Terrell Austin's I think he's doing a fine job.
No, not at all.
Well, listen, I mean, you don't think so, but no. I mean, like I said, I do. But when your defense is on the field for
it matters.
42 minutes.
It matters.
In cold weather.
Yeah, but part of the reason if you cause the offense to go 3 and out, they won't be on the field as long.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say.
Hey, can I ask everybody here a question? A real question.
Uh-huh.
Who was the 2-star quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers last year?
Russell Wilson and
Justin Fields.
What's Russell Wilson's record with the New York Giants right now? And he's not even starting.
I think he won 1 game, didn't he? He came in one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
threw
won
for
that one
400
game. Yeah.
400 yards.
Giants are 2-11. What is the Jets record right now?
3 and
Yeah.
3-9.
Bills is on the bench.
3-9.
Tyrod
Okay.
Taylor.
At some point, they was able to get better production out of the quarterback right now, who have losing record,
Yep.
and then have enough common sense to get somebody in there who can at least help them a little bit more. 6-6 is a great note. The 50%, and you still are tied for first place.
Yeah. But Darnell, what people Steeler fans that say 6-6? Are you kidding me? You know,
Oh, yo, we spoiled as Steelers fans,
you're
man. I'm
talking,
cool with it,
you're
though.
talking about the
They could've done
Pittsburgh
nothing with the
Steelers.
quarterback situation. They could have done nothing with the quarterback situation, and we still see him with Russell Wilson and Joe Blow. No, I think it goes to show that Tomlin, and I know we saying this all the time, man. It shows us that at some point they had enough common sense to get somebody in there who would, one, try to be a little more productive with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe he's not the answer. Do they have targets and everything? Yes, but they are playing against some good teams. I think that got to be taken. Both getting paid a ton of money to do it.
Yeah, so you need to. So the Steelers need to beat some of those good teams to be a good team themselves.
And they have. That's how I know they can do it.
You learn the team first, but if they make it to the second season, none of this stuff matters. Because if they make it to the playoffs and they start winning, I think you go into you try to find what is gelling for your team. You're seeing the nuances. Buffalo, Josh Allen get knocked out of the game, not doing the same thing. At least they are, of all the teams, you look at the Commanders from last year. All these teams that were doing great, they're nowhere to be found. And now the Steelers are still in the pack.
That's still out there. Yeah. So I'm going to wrap this part up for now. Again, everyone, I'm a resistor, and I'll continue to be a resistor on the Fire Mike Tomlin movement. Okay, regardless of how things end up this year, for the reasons that I mentioned earlier. Now, the Steelers made some roster moves today as well. Wide receiver, 35-year-old wide receiver. They tried to get him last year, couldn't get him last year. Adam Thielen.
Thielen. I like that move.
You like that move?
Mm-hmm. He was part of that
crafty veteran
with what you call it, Stephon Diggs. Him and Adam Thielen were a duo.
He can get open still.
Does he have enough?
Okay. Even at 35. Yeah. I think he got sneaky deep speed too, DJ. I think his deep speed is still sneaky at 35.
Well, what about
his speed is a little iffy. Like him and Renfro are kind of the same kind of person. They play between, the hash marks. They play between the hash and the numbers. Yeah. They make the intermediate passes, and they continue to get first down so you can extend plays. That's their main go-to. Like Thielen would be a great possession receiver to balance the DK Metcalf of the world.
Right.
It would be
a good point.
So we're getting him, but will he play? Right.
Yeah, right. Because we got MVS and he don't even get it. Asante Samuel just got activated.
And I'm glad you
Lord have
mentioned
mercy.
Samuel as well. The Steelers actually got rid of cornerback Darius Slay.
Yeah.
Right. So Samuel is replacing him.
Right. It was time, Slay.
Well, I think it might work out for Slay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's, he was being moved out already, I think, by James Pierre.
Yeah.
And now you have Samuel come in. I think he saw that he wasn't going to see playing time, probably asked for his release. I don't know, but I'm just assuming.
Right.
It might work out for him. He might end up on
Philly, Detroit.
A solid playoff team.
Teams he's familiar with.
Yeah. Another move that was made by the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is JT's homeboy, Jaquan Hardy. From Penn Hill,
return specialist,
the cornerback. JT, you still with us? Okay, all right.
I'm still waiting for you to say something relevant.
These moves are relevant. The Steelers signed defensive back Daquan Hardy to the practice squad. So with the practice squad, people move on and off that practice squad. Right, because he just was released and now he's back.
So shout out to him.
Darnell, how many times have you been on the practice squad?
Never.
Was it a different day and time?
No, I went into the NFL as a quarterback, and after training camp with the Giants, I led the team with 13 special teams tackles. And so they was like, hey, we want to move you to tight end. So we had a full scrimmage, and I was blocking Michael Strahan on the goal line. They're like, man, this kid, we need somebody to back Shockey. And I ended up becoming the end line, and zone reading, blocking tight end, and to get downfield, I was fast enough. So, yeah, I've never been tough on the team. I've always been like the 20th to 27th guy on every roster I was on because I did the Y, did the F, I could play in space, and I did every phase of special teams. And I never had to be on the practice.
And you entered the NFL as what? Quarterback.
Like my first play from 2 days in the training camp with the Giants, I didn't get any reps. And then they put me on a pass play. I threw a 60-yard bomb. I threw a foul on deep there. And after that, they were like, man, every time we put this kid in the game, he's making plays.
And what kind of dog do you have?
That might be him because he said, I'm a dog, yo. He's like, I'm a dog,
Right.
man. Quarterbacks, special teams.
Do you just have
tight
one,
end.
Darnell?
If I was playing in this zone read game now,
Yeah.
I would still be playing. I would probably have played a lot like Cam Newton.
Okay.
But unfortunately, we had Kerry Collins and.
I'm just surprised. You didn't play quarterback in college, did you? You played tight end.
So here's what happened. I went to Pitt. I sold the dream.
Safety.
Ronnie Majors, he was telling my quarterback coach he would have never played a black QB.
Wow. I had a feeling that's what happened. Wow.
Even when I was completing passes, like when we got done with camp, I ended up Pete Gonzalez was 71%. I was 65%. Matt Light was 47%. I had like 15 touchdowns. Pete had like 8, and Matt had like 5. They said we're gonna go with Pete as the starter, Matt as the backup. Because you can play other positions. I moved to safety. I played linebacker. Had games where I had like 11 tackles, 3 sacks against Rutgers. So they just I was an athlete, and my opportunity is in terms of that. I learned a lot from Walt Harris when he came in, as far as just offensively and defensively. I knew the game defensively because I was there starting safety.
Yeah, you learned
I knew the offensively from quarterback. So every team I went on, my mentor was 100 on Madden, if I was on Madden, but then I was able to evolve and just make plays, and on certain things I would just play Madden, and everything I learned on defense allowed me to be a better special team. So I was kind of a jack of all trades.
Okay, got you. Very disappointing story about what's his name again?
Johnny Majors.
Johnny Majors.
Johnny Majors.
Yeah, that old.
I think as a kid, it's twofold. Like I love the transfer portal and I love NIL, but at the same time, it's tarnishing our game just a little bit when you got these recruits that LSU's and some people who can put $25 million to the roster at Ohio State.
College free agents.
I wish I played now too, because I would have had a huge payday.
Sure. So your kids are playing now.
My son, both my boys play at Penn State. They both were doing well. Khalil was probably seen as the premier blocking tight end in college football. He's had some amazing blocks, taking 8-9 guys. Not a ton of targets, but when his catch-to-touchdown ratio has been great. My other son, Colin, is playing amazing 6'3", 205.
Yep.
Running the 4.3. So, it's just great to see them.
Definitely. And I'm going to cut you off right there, Darnell. I hate to, but it's radio, and we got to get our break in, and we're 5 minutes past the break. So when we come back, we're going to get caught up on a number of topics. PA High School Football Championship, the Pens, Pitt football, and we'll talk the college football playoff. JT, can you bring that up so we could get those rankings that should have came out at 7 o'clock? What time is it? 7:05. So it should just be hitting if they didn't do it already. We also need to talk Pitt men's basketball. They have a game against Texas A&M, and they should be playing right now, as well as we'll do an NBA update. We need to squeeze it all in probably about 20 minutes, and we'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcasts, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience?
All right, we are back. Just had to take a quick break right there to get back so we could get caught up on the topics that we need to make sure we get in. My name is Kevin Cameron. We have JT in the studio as well as Keith Platt, and we have Super Bowl champ Darnell Dinkins on the phone. If you joined us late, I just want to make sure everyone sees this. I'm resisting the Fire Mike Tomlin movement all day, every day. We all are. We all are. So if you miss why, you can go back and check out the recording to check things out. All right. So PA High School Football Championships. What you have for us, Keith?
We got 3 teams from the area, man, from the Whitfield that'll be playing for the PIAA titles. You got Avonworth. They'll be playing Northwest Lehigh. You got Clareton, the Clareton Bears.
That's my kid's school, and that's where we live, in the Avonworth School District.
Okay, so the Antelopes, they're pretty good.
Yep.
You got Clareton versus Bishop, a good Bishop Guilfoyle team, man. I think Bishop Guilfoyle was up near Johnstown somewhere, if I'm not mistaken.
And Wayne Wade, the head coach for Clareton, we've had him on, and I know he watches the show as well, so go Clareton.
And I golf with him, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hopefully Brandon Murphy and the crew could bring the title back to C-Town, man. Shout out to Clareton. And last but not least, man, Saturday night, you got Central Catholic right down there in Oakland, bro. They're playing LaSalle for the state title Saturday night. Shout out to sophomore running back Chris Black, man. 38 carries, 215 yards to beat Harrisburg to get them to the state championship game, man. And last year he had an inner, man. This dude is the man. He's only a sophomore. He's about 5'8", about 195 pounds. Blazing speed, man. He kind of look like Jonathan Taylor. You get a chance, check out Chris Black, man. He's been doing it since Midget League, man. He's a monster running back. Chris Black for Central Catholic, man. But that pretty much sums up the high school football PIA state championship outlook, man.
Thank you. And I'm always equipped, guys. I'm always equipped. So even in defeat, good season.
Good job by Coach Warfield,
good
man.
Good season. I actually looked at that semifinal game, and we were down 28-6.
Right.
Aliquippa fought back.
Right.
Are these games
and went down 28-24? No.
I think where they located at? I just I had it.
It's outside of Hershey.
Yeah. I want to say Punxsutawney somewhere. I'm not quite sure.
Maybe Altoona.
Yeah, it might be Altoona. I don't
think it's Altoona. If you said it, I would know it. Do you know Darnell?
Yeah, I meant to put that in my notes. I was so excited. I just put the matchups.
Okay. We should be able to get that for everyone.
Championship sites.
Third wave, man. He was really good. He's a quarterback, my second now.
It's like maybe Cumberland Valley.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. Excellent. All right. Let's talk about our Pittsburgh Penguins. JT still got them down. Are you sticking by those 45 games winning?
Yes.
You're sticking by it. All right. I got you. So the Penguins right now are 13-7 or 13-7-5 because hockey has that weird overtime where you get a point for going into overtime, and if you win in overtime, you get 2 points. So Ken, if you're out there watching, hopefully I did well, man. So the Penguins actually had a nice win yesterday, okay, against the Philadelphia Flyers. You know, that's a big rivalry, the Pens and the Flyers.
Broad Street
so
bullies.
they beat them 5-1. Sidney Crosby had 2 goals, 2 assists. But, you know,
Sid is third in the NHL in goals, man, with 18, man. The old crafty veteran still getting it done, man. Third in the NHL in goals, man. He's still carrying the Pittsburgh Pens, man. I'm loving it.
Somebody that gifted. I mean, he's been.
Maybe I messed up the assists. I'm looking here, 2 goals, and I think I read that wrong. So I'm not sure what the +2 is all about. Maybe it's the goal. So yeah, no assists, just 2 goals. Brian Russ had a goal as well. He's the one that had 2 assists. And then Carlson also had 2 assists. The bottom line, the Penguins won 5-1. And when I take a look at the schedule as well, let me see the next time the Penguins play. And it looks like the next time they play, Thursday against Tampa Bay. And that's a 7 p.m. game. So I know the Pirates. I know the Penguins, they've been up and down a lot lately. So it was good to actually see that they got that victory. The last 10 games, they're 4-3-3.
Well, they're 3-1 since last week. They lost to the Maple Leafs. They got handed it to them. But I mean, they answered and they came back. Like I said, after that loss, I think it was the last loss to the Kraken. Like I said, they're 3-1 and they're scoring goals too. I mean, you think about it, they scored 4 goals against the Sabres. They scored 4 against the Blue Jackets, and 5 goals against the Flyers. So I think
they're bouncing back pretty good.
They're on their way back, just like I said, Kev.
All right, cool. Let's move on to Pitt football. Okay, Pitt football. Pitt went into the game against Miami at home, having an opportunity to win the ACC. If they could have won, and a couple teams had to lose. I think Virginia had to lose, SMU had to lose, and SMU actually lost.
Yeah.
However, Pitt got crushed by Miami.
That game was over in the first half.
Yeah. 38-7.
Unfortunately.
So that really shows you where Pitt belongs from a tiering standpoint in college football. But still, Pitt ended up
8-4, man,
which is decent.
Was there any quality wins? I think. Yeah. I mean, what? I think they had really one quality win. Was Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech. I mean,
that was a big one too.
But I'm just saying.
I think they had a lot of quality wins.
There was a couple other ones.
I'd like to.
I think Florida State was a quality win.
Yeah, Florida State. Yeah, down Tallahassee.
Florida State won.
But you got to
at that time though they were
that's,
you know what I mean.
That's important at that time.
They got that kid from Boston College, and he changed the complexion of their whole team. But that was still hard winning the FSU. With
you got to give them that, JT.
I mean, like I said,
give them that.
Well, I told him. I even said it. Playing in Tallahassee, that's a hostile environment.
So
but
quality
the thing
win.
is, to me, what wins did Florida State have up until they played Pitt? That's what I'd like to see, as well as.
But you can't have it both ways. You just said it was tough.
They were 1-11 last year.
It was early in the season, Jay. It was early in the season when they went down there. I get what you're saying, though, but it was early.
They were 1-11 last year, Kevin.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead, tell me something.
Yeah.
Don't mean I'm going to listen.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. All right, here's the deal. And this is for any college team. I'm sorry, folks. When you're not ranked at that particular time and you beat a ranked team, that's a quality win.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. On the road. Right? On the road. So what kind of bowl game do you think?
I checked out the projections, man, and this is my thing, man. A lot of people,
the military or the independents.
it says bowl projection has Pitt playing Washington in the Holiday Bowl, which is in San Diego, California, which I love. You got these locals, man, they're talking about, Pitt versus Penn State.
Yeah,
and I think that is trash.
Exactly. I
Pitt
agree.
is an 8-win team. You don't reward them to play them against a 6-win team. And everybody's like, recruiting. Man, forget recruiting.
Right.
This is my thing, man. I got to get this out, man. I hope my boy see
it. I
hope my boy see this. Listen to this. Yo, man, when you're an 8-win team, I think you should be rewarded with a bowl game in a warm weather city. They're talking about Pitt in this Pinstripe Bowl. Come on, bro. The 8 wins. We don't want to be in the Bronx, man. We love the Bronx, but we don't want to play in that bowl game, man. It's going to be super cold. No.
If they try to put Pitt and Penn State together for a bowl game, if I'm Pitt, I'm declining.
Yeah, I was about to say, if I'm playing on the team, I'm opting out, bro.
Okay.
I'm not playing in that game.
I'm declining for...
I got to be in some warm weather, man.
I'm declining for a number of reasons. They earned a good bowl.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to tell my buddies.
Right.
Like, you're an 8-win team, man. You don't
and then
downgrade them.
Exactly. And then to try to put you against Penn State,
man.
They don't want to play you anyway.
And people's like, it'll help with recruiting and ticket sales.
What'd you say, Darnell?
No.
What'd you say, Darnell?
Go ahead, bro.
We're getting up in Gates right now, but they're talking real strong. And I would say this, my sons, I watched every single Penn State game this year. 6-6 in Penn State and Pitt brackets, they may have 2 losses. They lost to Oregon. They lost to some really good teams, Ohio State. So when you look at the magnitude of teams they play,
I disagragree, but go ahead.
Playing against Penn State is not a step back. They may not be able to beat Penn State. They're good, and I don't know at 8-4. Penn State at 6-6. It's probably 10-2 if they're in the ACC.
I mean, look. Your dad. Okay, your dad.
No, I'm not in this case. I don't agree. I don't like Penn State in terms of liking them more than Pitt. I love them both the same. But based upon the games they played, I don't know if Pitt can play against Ohio State or Oregon and actually come out of there not beat the heck up of Miami.
I agree with you on that, Darnell.
Penn State deserve a bowl game. I just don't want them playing against Pitt.
I agree with you on that, but Penn State lost both of those games, right?
Oh, they lost. They lost.
Well,
the last game against Indiana is number 2 in the country.
Well, Pitt would have lost those games too.
Yeah,
however, what I disagree with, Darnell, you said if Penn State was in the ACC, they would have 2 losses. And I disagree with that. You know, Penn State lost to a lot of teams they had no business losing to. Now, let me say this.
UCLA, yes, you're right. Northwestern, yes, you're correct. In the midst of having
at home,
of a coach, you're not. They lost their starting quarterback. You know what I mean? I'm not making excuses for Penn State. I'm just saying
replaced their starting quarterback.
I'm making my argument is that Pitt playing against Penn State is not a knock to Pitt.
Yeah, it is. It is.
This year it is.
It's a knock.
It's a downgrade.
Overall, ACC compared to the Big Ten, it don't compare.
Well, we're not comparing.
Yeah.
We're not comparing that. But I agree with you.
Teams.
Yeah, but I agree. But here's the deal.
Talk about the bowl game and who you play in a bowl game. Then you play the conferences in terms of
no. Here's the deal. Let me give you a good analogy, Darnell. Here's the deal. Okay, here's the deal. Kansas City Chiefs or even let me just say let me say Dallas is a good example because right now they're saying Dallas is a long shot. The Dallas Cowboys, they're supposed to be a long shot to make the playoffs. Okay? If they don't make the playoffs, right? But you have another team in the NFC. Just say it's who's another team that probably isn't as good. Tampa Bay, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's Tampa Bay, they're in the playoffs. You can't say we're gonna put Dallas in the playoffs because they have better talent than Tampa Bay. It's about what you earn, and that's what me and Keith are saying. Pitt earned a quality bowl game.
Right.
Penn State did not. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so
tell me how much better you believe.
That's your analogy. In Tulane at 10-2, or James Madison 11-1 is a better game than Penn State at 6-6.
It's about it's about what you
And
learn.
I think
about what you learn.
if I'm Pitt,
It's not a better game.
I'm not familiar with those teams, but
I am.
And James
They're in the top
Madison,
25.
Yeah, James Madison's
the top 25.
okay. Well,
they the
yeah,
they
truth.
are every year.
Yeah.
So
But my
they
thing
earned
is,
it, so
they
they
the
should
moved
thing
get it.
is, if I'm Pat Narduzzi,
Uh-huh.
I want to play Penn State to try to.
I want
I want to play Penn State to try to ease some of the recruiting.
No.
Them colleges still go to Penn State anyway. They ain't gonna go to Pitt. They still ain't gonna go to Pitt regardless, whether they play the game or not. JT.
You see what I'm saying?
If Penn State is at a point where they don't get the recruits right now, they can up their game in Western PA and Pennsylvania by playing against Penn State and saying, "Look, we're gonna go."
I disagree with. I disagree.
Yeah, because Penn State don't even got a coach. That's gonna hurt them in recruiting.
I think Pitt is going to be
Saturdays today.
Does it serve Pitt better if they beat up James Madison, who's 11-1, or they beat up Penn State, who's 6-6?
Yeah.
To be honest
I
with
don't
you,
think we've ever lost a recruit to James Madison or Tulane.
To be honest with you, fellas,
correct.
Let's be objective about it. Let's
I'm
be real.
being 100.
No, but let me throw this out there. Bowl games do not matter because what happens, you have the NFL going on right now. So the best players end up sitting out of these bowl games. If you're not part of the college, most of the time, if you're not part of the college football playoffs, the better players sit.
Yeah, you kind of right. Kind of right.
Well, so that's not going to do anything for recruiting.
You're exactly right. Yeah, like this is a conversation that me and my son just talked about. This is a conversation that if you're playing a lesser bowl game, after the bowl games that they played, and remember, Penn State was one play away from playing the national championship last year against Ohio State. They lost Notre Dame and Miami. Who was there? You play against SMU, blow them out. You play against Boise State, blow them the heck out. So when you look at the playoffs, yes, when it comes to the games that matter, guys will play. When it comes to the Independence Bowl and the Liberty Bowl and games like that, yeah, those games doesn't really move a line for them to play their best guys in the game or guys want to leave. They may not play.
If you're a football player, though, you should just want to play regardless, though, man. I love football.
Now when you really think first, second, third round,
that's what you right, DJ. You right.
Do you really think guys like Kyle Lewis or Pitt is going to play in the Pinstripe Bowl?
If he's coming back next year,
I know.
He's a sophomore. I don't think he can come out.
He can't come out yet?
Right now.
Myles Garrett.
No, behind him. He played for the Packers.
Michael Parsons.
He didn't play his whole senior year due to COVID.
I remember that.
Yeah, exactly. So you're making my point. You're making my point.
If you know you got players the next level, guys won't play. Kevin, I was just saying you're exactly right about who's going to play or not.
Okay, and that's another reason I would decline. I was tell Penn State, no way, you don't want to play us during the regular season.
Exactly.
So forget you.
Yeah.
Forget you. All right. Enough for that. What we need to do, we need to move on. We have probably about 5 minutes left before we need to take a break. We need to talk. Oh, yeah, college football playoffs rankings. You have that, JT?
I brought it up.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ohio State.
Number 1.
Indiana, number 2. Texas A&M, number 3. Georgia, number 4. Texas Tech comes in at 5.
Okay.
Oregon comes in at 6. Lane Kiflin's old team, Ole Miss, comes in at number 7.
I want your take on that when he's done.
Oklahoma comes in at number 8.
Uh-huh.
Notre Dame comes at number 9.
Okay. They have a
to round off the next 3, Alabama number 10, BYU number 11, and Miami at number 12.
Wow, Miami is in as of right now.
I will say that I'm looking at my list from CBS Sports.
Okay.
And for the first, I have some first round buys. That first round buys being Ohio State number 1, Indiana number 2. With the first round buy, Georgia number 3 with the first round buy, Texas Tech number 4 with the first round buy. And then first round host will be Oregon at 11-1, number 5. Ole Miss at number 6, first-round host. Texas A&M, number 7, first-round host. And Oklahoma, number 8 as a first-round host.
Oh,
Those are the host teams, and those are the bad teams going into the playoffs.
Go ahead, JT.
I've been just watching college football. You know, I'm telling you, it's dangerous. It's Alabama.
Think so?
I think Alabama is dangerous. Yes.
I think Texas A&M and Oregon is dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon's always dangerous.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
But that one team that you like, you know what I mean? Like, I think Alabama's dangerous.
So the conference,
you definitely got the quarterback.
I've been calling out because I know the man's character. He is a stickler. He's a little bit of a prude. Here's my first coach. I would say honestly, we didn't get off, but what he's been done is kind of phenomenal. He's not going to, he's going to go all gas, no brakes. Indiana got a chance of taking off because Signetti's going to push them.
They definitely do, man. They got a nice roster, DJ. They got a nice roster.
This week is championship week, though, right?
Yeah, against Ohio State. I can't wait. I've been tweaking to see this game.
So Ohio State versus Indiana.
Championship, and it's indoors.
Okay. And what about some of the others? Who is it in the ACC? It's not a good
Duke and Virginia.
Yeah,
that's not a good one. I don't even think that's popcorn worthy, but shout out to them teams.
If you want to see some good quarterback play, Kid Minster, transfer from Tulane, got $5 million, has been playing lights out at Duke. If you want to watch the quarterback who plays the game good,
okay.
He's definitely nice.
Cool.
Does Duke even have a winning record?
Yeah, they're 7-5.
They are? Okay.
Yeah, it goes by the conference. They had a good conference record, so that's how they skyrocketed to the top.
But we talk about Pitt and playing against Penn State. Playing in the ACC.
Go figure, man. It's crazy, DJ. It's crazy, man.
Right. And then in the SEC, you got Alabama and Georgia. I mean, that's going to be a knockout game. You don't see things like Alabama. We didn't even talk about Georgia. So
right.
It's going to be interesting to see how this college thing plays out.
I can't wait.
All right. So the question:
Alabama loses, are they knocked out?
No, I don't think so. But Georgia, I mean, the league is so good right now with players. Like, player for player, I think Ohio State offensively is dynamic with their receivers. Their receivers do things I haven't seen college players do.
Yeah, they're the best team.
All right, so we're coming up on break. You want to finish up, Darnell, real quick?
Yeah, I was going to say Alabama. I don't think they're out. They lose. But I know you asked him to touch on Lane Kiffin. I think it's showing. I think next year he is going to exploit college football to the utmost. I mean, me and my lady actually was going through some of the things, and we were just looking at the fact that $25 million roster bonus for the NIL with kids. So he's going to get the top players from all over. He's got the backing of LSU with guys like Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow to come in and help with recruiting. He's going to utilize all that money just like Ohio State did, and you'll see LSU in the top 4 next year and maybe win the championship underneath a process where it's really like the Wild Wild West. The black coaches constantly leave teams. I don't even know if we can call it amateur sport anymore. The type of money that
it's not
that I know is made. Kids are getting $1 million contracts. You got these coaches and rosters like real talk. Like when you look at the magnitude, over $130 million to 2 coaches at LSU.
Crazy.
$50 million payout.
And they play a beautiful weather.
I need to cut you off there because we're right up against the break. Okay. So what we'll do when we come back, we caught up on a lot of the topics already. We'll hit Pittman's basketball, the NBA, the Steelers versus the Ravens preview, and we'll get to our NFL Week 14 picks. And I got a surprise for everyone regarding the Mike Tomlin resistance, that the stance that I'm taking. When it does happen, who should replace him? So we'll talk about all of that and more when we return.
Pittsburgh,
forget to say
it's an
they play
old
good weather
school
too.
party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. each Saturday right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with the Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
All right. We are back. This is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. We come to you every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. right here from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are in the historic Hill District having fun. My name is Kevin Cameron, JT, James Taylor in the studio, Keith Platt, also with our corporate colors on in the studio as well. And on the phone, our Super Bowl champ, Darnell Dinkins. We've been holding everybody. Hold your signs up. Hold your signs up. Okay. We are resisting the Fire Mike Tomlin movement all day. What we say, Keith? Every day. Every day. All right. So if you want one of these signs, just text us and we'll make sure you get one. All right. However, let me say this. There's a time and place for everything, right? You know, even when you have fun, the fun comes to an end. Okay. You got to close chapters. So when it's time to close the chapter, you know who I want. I'm going to be the first one to say it. I'm about to start some mess up in here.
Oh, man.
I'm about to start some mess up in here. When it comes time for Mike Tomlin to depart the Pittsburgh Steelers, don't say anything, JT, but I'm about to start some mess.
Go ahead. I'm intrigued to hear the name.
I want my man Marcus Freeman. I want my man Marcus Freeman, the head coach of Notre Dame.
You think he can shake it up here?
Oh,
Marcus Freeman's the man. I like him.
How old is Marcus Freeman?
He's young.
How old is he?
Marcus Freeman's he's probably about, I'm about to say about 33, 34.
Yeah. I mean, he coaches my nephew now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He does. So here's the deal.
He got drafted and everything.
I had a conversation with a media person, actually Ty Miller. Okay, if you all know Ty Miller.
Yeah, I know Ty.
Okay, so he's actually a Cowboys fan, but so I forgive him.
Alabama.
All that. So I had a conversation with him, and he asked me when it is time, who do I believe? I didn't give him a name at that time, but I gave him a profile. Everybody needs to understand the Pittsburgh Steelers profile, and if you're saying I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers connoisseur or subject matter expert, I'll take it. But the profile for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and again, is based on history, fellas. They hire guys under 40 years old.
Well, they better hurry up because Marcus Freeman will be 40 on January 10th.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Still young.
Still young. But they normally hire guys under 40 years old.
Okay.
They hire defensive guys. Most importantly, they hire leaders. Okay, leaders of men. Okay. That's the profile that the Pittsburgh, and whenever it's time, I guarantee you, it'll fit that profile. But it's not time yet. It's not time yet. Mike Tomlin, I believe, is at least still has another season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, and are you correct with that source, JT? Because there's a lot of bad information out there online.
As far as what?
Is his age?
Yeah, January 10th.
Is his birthday?
He'll be 40 years old. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What you think about that, Darnell? Darnell, are you back with us? Okay, maybe Darnell had to step away for a little bit.
I thought you were going to say somebody like James Franklin or something. I was about to throw a mic.
I thought you was going to say John Gruden. That's what I thought you was going to say. That's a name a couple people threw at me.
All right, so let's talk Pitt basketball.
Why?
Okay.
Pitt right now, why what?
Offense.
No, but I'm just saying why, because of the reason why he's not coaching in the NFL now.
I brought that up. That's a story
But you know,
for another
he used
day.
to coach. He used to coach for Pitt.
Yeah, he was a wide receivers coach at the university. They had a crazy coaching staff
Actually,
up there.
did you see John
them
Gruden
dudes.
at the game?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't realize who he was until I started looking at the pictures. I said, that's John Gruden.
Chucky.
At the Notre Dame game. Pitt Notre Dame.
There'll be a lot of pushback from that. I mean, wherever he goes, just
Yeah,
for
it
the
will
simple
be
fact
for
of
those
the way
emails
the
and all
reason-
that.
Yes.
Yeah, D. Maurice Smith and all that junk. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm a godly person, right?
Amen.
Everybody deserves another
I'm
chance.
saved, right?
I get it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody deserves another opportunity.
Everybody deserves another opportunity, but I think that was
We
going
all
on
made
longer
mistakes.
than,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think that same mistake
Yeah.
was made a lot more, but it just never.
But here's the deal.
came to surface.
Don't have me get biblical on you all, right? Because the faith-based show is tomorrow. Jesus with Coco, right? Tomorrow, 7 to 8. But I'm gonna say this: you go through the Bible. There's been a lot of bad people that the Lord favored.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's keep that in mind.
Are we referencing John Gruden in this case? So I'm just making sure I'm hearing right because the Bible that's the mark about the heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's interesting. You know, we all
Hey.
you know to take repentance, but you know you can't change what you want to make.
Yeah. Well, he has to admit. He has to admit. It has to be under the right circumstances.
And that's why I say,
and I think that, you know, at some point, you know, you only see people, if you see certain races and, you know, fast runners and you see other people as people, then you're always going to have a discrepancy in how you manage the people in your government to manage when you just all is equal. You know what I mean? So, you know, so
that's right.
Talk about racism, then you start talking about oppression, you start talking about discrimination. Those are all things that are emotions and things that people do to the teacher, but it's not called the teacher neighbor as teacher brother or your neighbor.
Yeah,
so,
but hopefully he changed his life. So I was talking about if he changed his life.
Yeah, but I mean, it might change what's standing in front of you, but I mean, I don't think it didn't just start that day when he said when he was sending it.
It didn't.
It's probably been going on for years and years.
I believe so. But let's move on.
I would say that the majority of the NFL or NBA is what race?
African American.
So when you need people who don't always have the father figures that's in place, but you need somebody to see you beyond the sport in which we play. The things that coaching, you know, carousels that we play, like you need more people who can develop and support responsible on and off the field.
I agree, and let's keep in mind the leagues that these guys play in came from that same space that we're talking about with John Gruden. Okay, let's not be naive. You know, they used to discriminate against our people.
And they still do.
Right.
I don't even want to get all into
just like said it earlier.
Yeah.
With Johnny Majors.
Yeah, that's mind blowing, but it don't surprise.
So my point is,
let me say
discrimination and racism is the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, that's Jerry Jones. I mean,
right.
I'm just saying you got to forgive people.
I know. I mean, look, you can forgive
everybody deserves a second chance.
Okay, you forgive people, but let me ask you this.
Because I want the Lord to forgive me with a lot of stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Double D.
If 30 seconds, fellas,
just real quick. This is going to be yes. I mean, if Johnny Majors was the coach at Penn State when your sons were being recruited, thank you.
Okay.
Game over.
Thank you.
Game over.
Got you.
I can give forgiveness, but once again, you got to recognize patterns too. You know what I'm saying? So, it means the coach, I recognize patterns to get better, not to do the same thing because insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Right. Apple don't fall too far from the tree, man.
DeMarco Minor.
Yeah.
Minor.
Chicago native.
You all threw me off.
I'm down with him. Chicago native.
The winning shot on Friday night. That was
I watched
Friday,
that whole
right?
game.
1/10 of
man.
a second.
Yeah.
I watched that
So
whole game
Pitt beat Ohio State 2 years
in a row at the buzzer. And that's a good Ohio State team, man.
Now,
Thornton and
Darnell,
boys,
didn't you say
NBA
Pitt
prospects.
Didn't you say Pitt couldn't beat Ohio State? All right, so I know we're talking football, basketball. I just had to mess with you there. All right, so Pitt had some disappointing losses, right?
That Quinnipiac game, man. I was ready to break my TV. They bounced back, though, man.
And that's what you want to do.
Yes.
Okay, that's what you want to do. So they're playing Texas A&M right now.
Right.
And looking at the score,
ACC SEC challenge, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah, and I think it's for cancer. Fundraising,
great cause, man.
For
Just hopefully Pitt wins.
It's a great early season game too. I mean,
a lot of good
Florida,
games.
And the thing is, Big Boy ain't even in there yet. What is he? 6'9",
Crazy
for who?
Florida, right there. Look.
Oh, okay.
He's hit his.
7'9". You talking about
7'9".
Olivier Real? If I say his name right.
That's a 6'9".
We're talking Pitt, and JT's watching. He's watching the
TV. I turned my head.
And we're talking Pitt. So Pitt is losing right now, 32-31.
Okay.
How much time is left?
Who are they playing?
It's basically
Texas A&M.
Yeah, three seconds left before halftime. So
I wonder how many points Cam Corrin got. He's leading Pitt in points at 14 points per game and rebounds too. 9 rebounds a game, man. Big 6'10" guy in there, Florida State transfer.
Yeah. Okay, great. And I thought about running over to the Peterson.
I thought you was going to be there today too.
3 minutes and 3 seconds left, so a lot more time left in the first half, I guess.
Yeah.
Seemed like it switched from 3 seconds to 3 minutes and 3 seconds, but maybe I just messed that up. All right, so that's what's going on in Pitt's men's basketball. Pitt right now is 5-3. Let's move on to the NBA.
Oh, man, I love the NBA.
What's going down with the NBA? Keith, what you got?
How about Nikola Jokic, man? He's leading the NBA in assists and rebounds. Who can stop the big joker? And also
for Denver?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
also, SGA, man, the OKC Thunder are 20-1. Who can beat the Thunder? SGA, 32 points a game, second in the NBA.
Yeah, man.
And
they have a young team.
41% from 3-point range. Yes, they do.
Okay.
And they just keep finding dudes off the bench, man. They just keep outplaying everybody.
How's Williams playing?
J-Dub just came back. I think tonight will be his second or his third game.
Okay.
Yeah, they got 2 Jalen Williams. They got the 6'9" guy. They call him Jalen Williams. And they got J-Dub, the main starter guy from, what's that, UC Santa Barbara? Yeah.
Okay, so the Lakers are 15-5, man.
I know. We lost last night.
Yeah.
We lost to Phoenix.
So you like
that's
the
my
Lakers.
team. Yeah, I'm a LeBron guy.
You're a LeBron guy.
Yeah, I'm a LeBron guy.
Okay, got it. I feel
we lost, man.
Who's the GOAT?
The GOAT?
Yeah.
MJ.
Thank you.
MJ's 1A, LeBron's 1B, man. I come up in the Jordan era, bro. I come up in the Jordan era.
It's 1A, MJ's 1A, Kobe's 1B.
No, you gotta be LeBron, man. You got the all-time scoring record, JT. Don't do that. Don't do that, JT. Come on, man.
I agree with you.
Come on. At the end of the game with the ball in his hand and Kobe.
I would.
You gotta be.
Yeah.
Argument. Nobody remembers something play. Hands with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's the case, we're missing some other names. I agree with MJ, but you can make the case for Bill Russell.
Right. Still Kareem. Kareem went at every level. Every level.
There's a lot of other.
What, big man or the best?
Just best, the greatest ever. It don't matter the position. Just the greatest player ever.
What I do is I base it on who I've watched.
And
I base it on who I've watched. Jordan changes the game. The reason why these guys are getting the money they're getting is because of Jordan.
Right, okay, that's a whole different discussion, guys.
Jordan changed the game.
I agree with
Jordan changed the game. We still wear Jordan shoes. I mean,
people still have still fantasize for them shoes. And he probably wouldn't even wear the game.
Hey, wait. I was at Massanutten. It's a little resort down there right behind James Madison University.
Wow, down in Virginia.
And I went to what's the store called over in Fort Fox Chapel? It's like a thrift store, not a thrift store,
Okay.
but they had LeBrons in there on sale.
Wow.
They had LeBron's shoes in there.
Wow.
So what's your point?
They had him in Gabriel. They put LeBron in Gabriel.
It wasn't Gabriel's. It's a step up from Gabriel's, but a step down
Well,
from
you remember about 10
Cole.
years ago, they had the shoe man selling the fake Jordans, man. So, I mean, what are we talking
And they
about?
still got them.
Yeah.
I like
the soul rip at the bottom.
CJT.
After
we're
2
about
years.
to get all. JT,
I'm sorry.
Quick,
When he
JT.
said
Hey,
LeBron, you
hold
can
on
keep
real quick.
LeBron.
Okay.
Quick.
I mean, when you look at the GOAT and you talk about shoes and Jordan, you guys look at the brand is like fine wine. It's just keep getting better with
But
age.
JT,
You know what I'm saying?
JT
Like
is
real
gonna
talk.
have us get all kind of hate mail and everything because poor people and low income people need to buy shoes too, bruh.
Wait till I tell the story about when I bought some fake Patrick Ewings back in the day.
Oh,
All right,
man.
go ahead, Keith. You
Finish touching on the NBA, man. Rookie swing man from Duke, man. Con Canapel. He's still leading all rookies. 18 points a game, 41% from 3-point range. But you're right, he did just get hurt. How about Cooper Flagg, man? Western Conference Rookie of the Month. He's coming off his first back-to-back 20-point games. 35 points versus the Clippers Saturday, then 24 last night against Denver, man. Cooper Flagg's coming, man.
Matchup nightmare.
Yes, he is. And also, too, man, shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. Boston, they've won 6 of their last 8, and Jaylen Brown is averaging a career high 28 points per game without Jason Tatum right now.
Yeah,
Boston's still in the thick of things, man.
Yeah,
they might go home in the first round, but they're going to be a playoff team, man. They got some scrappy dudes there.
Okay.
I think basketball is great athletes. Their athleticism is through the roof. It's just like the game is just like it's hard to watch. I mean, it's like nobody plays defense. You got John Moran jumping all over, and they're really talented. It just seems like the game has changed.
It has. It's outside in now. It used to be inside out.
Right. I mean, I don't want to be a big man in the NBA right now. You right now, you saying that half court.
I do. As much money as in the NBA.
Man, I'm bruising them in the paint. I'm 6'11", 250. I'm getting a 3-point shot, and I'm killing them in the paint.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's rumors swirling around out there. Anthony Davis possibly going to Milwaukee. Did you hear that?
Wow, he just came back.
I heard about him. I heard something about going to Chicago.
Yeah, I heard Chicago too.
In their training room?
Exactly. Right?
That's not right, Darnell. That's not right,
honest, man. That's why we got rid of him.
What's that?
Bro, Anthony Davis, he can't chip a fingernail without being on that.
Exactly.
But you can't.
He ain't been healthy since the bubble, man.
He's not Greg Oden, so
no, he's not.
You can't say that's why you got rid of him because you exchanged one for the other.
Yeah.
But there's an age.
But that was
difference.
a reason why too, though. His injury history.
How's Luka looking?
Luka's looking like
He's
Larry
looking
Bird.
Good. Okay. All right. So what's going down tonight in the NBA? Let me take a look at the schedule.
Yeah, you got OKC against Golden State,
Washington.
Wizards are up Wizards are down 52-40 to the 76ers. The Trailblazers are 1 point away. They're 13-12 Raptors.
Right. You forget about the showdown at 8 o'clock. Well, I don't know if Curry's playing. I doubt if he plays.
Celtics.
No, OKC and Golden State. Yeah, NBC
JT
tonight.
just messed my flow up, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I am on the schedule. Let me go back. Even though JT mentioned some of these games,
coming back?
I don't know, man. It's Ralph Sampson all over again.
And Philadelphia, 7 p.m. They're playing now. Portland at Toronto. That's a 7:30 game. They're playing now.
Okay.
New York at Boston. That's an 8 o'clock game. Minnesota at New Orleans at 8 o'clock game. Is what's his name playing the forget his name for New Orleans.
Zion. Zion's just got ruled out for a couple of weeks again.
Again, that's why I mentioned him.
Zion's too big, and he
it's the same people get hurt all the time.
Okay, he plays at 11.
I said Zion, man. He chasing about 80 porn stars, man.
You're right.
He got like dude is crazy.
Memphis.
I think we need to call him porn star Zion. Sorry, man.
Memphis at San Antonio, 8 p.m. And then OKC at Golden State at 11
game I want to see.
p.m. You all keep it clean, man. I got my mother listening and saying I have my daughter working the boards and everything.
It's documented, man. It's well documented,
yeah,
bro.
But just say having adult relations, something like that.
They said in New Orleans, man, it's world-renowned chefs that are waiting for Zion to book a dinner there, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. they know he's going to buy up a lot.
Okay.
Seafood, cake, ice cream,
got you. So that's what's going on in the NBA, everybody. So what we're going to do to make sure we could get out of here on time this week, we are going to our Week 14 NFL picks. And at the end of the picks, hopefully we'll have time to do a quick preview of this week's game. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens at Baltimore. That's a 1 p.m. game.
And you thought I was crazy.
Sunday.
I told you the Ravens were not a good team.
But
I told you Cincinnati was going to
you got half the story right. I believe you had the Steelers winning.
I did too.
Okay.
Right.
So you got half the story right.
But like I said, that goes to show you that Josh Allen doesn't have what he had last year. And when I'm talking about these receivers, Josh Allen is lost.
Yeah, they got receivers like us.
Yes, they're worse than ours.
Pedestrian.
They're getting better results though. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
So what I'll do, I'm trying to pull up last week,
I'm doing it right now.
The current standing. So who's leading right now? Is that what you're pulling up?
Oh, yeah, it's our fantasy league.
No, it's not fantasy. It's ESPN Pick'em, and we pick every week.
Okay.
And it's still not too late because there's two ways you can win, everybody. You can win for the season or you can win weekly. So
who won weekly?
You said you were bringing it up.
I think I did anyway. So
is it in there?
It's kind of like
come on, man. How long is it going to take?
Okay, I'm looking at it right here. Okay, groups. Bringing up groups.
All right.
We have the Pittsburgh DSEN. Okay, here we go. The group results last week. James. J.T. Taylor came in first place with a 110.
Congratulations.
Thank you. T-Mac came in second with how many other people? Let's see.
Okay, that's enough right there. That's
he
last
came with 100. There was 4 people with 100.
And the 4 people are?
T-Mac, Big Bad Brother Gibb, Ralph McCormick, and some dude, KC Stillers.
So how many wins is that?
On the year?
Second place for last week.
What is it, 10?
How many points? 110 or 100?
10.
Okay, so we had 100 points?
You had 100 points.
Okay, so that's 10 wins, I believe. I think that's 10
I had 11.
Wins. And you had 11, so you had 11 wins last week. All right, so we like to be accountable to our picks. So there you go. Who's leading the whole season? Tracy McCormick or Ralph McCormick?
I think it was Ralph, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Ralph McCormick.
Talking to Mike, though.
Mr. Ralph McCormick, and he is at 128 and 65 with 1,280 points. And T-Mac is tied. His wife, is that his wife?
Mm-hmm.
She's tied with him at 1,280 as well.
And they're how many games clear of the second place person?
2. Bobby Cameron and 3 from UCAV.
Okay, got it. So it's a close race. So let's get our picks in again. This is week 14. We're going to start with you, Darnell, since you are on the phone, okay? We'll go Darnell, me, JT, and Keith. All right, here we go. All right, week 14 NFL picks. Thursday night game should be a good one. Dallas at Detroit. You going Dallas? Okay. I'm going Detroit.
I'm going Dallas.
Pete?
I'm going Dallas. Pickens has a big game. Cowboys back 4.
Got it. Seattle at Atlanta. I think we're all going Seattle.
Seattle.
Cincinnati at Buffalo. Buffalo here.
I'm going with Cincinnati.
Me too. I'm telling you, I'm riding with Joe Burrow. 350. Passing.
You two are making me rethink that. I might have to come back to that. All right.
Special, man.
Tennessee at Cleveland. Hate to say it. I'm going with Cleveland.
Yeah, I got Shador beating his guy, Cam Ward.
Got you. Washington at Minnesota. Talking about two teams that's struggling.
Well, the quarterback is one of the Washington, so they got no chance.
I'm going with Mariota and them. I don't know about that Max Kidd DJ at quarterback. 4 inners last game.
What is it again? I'm sorry.
Washington at Minnesota.
I'm going with Washington. Their quarterback is Minnesota.
Mariota?
I said no, Minnesota quarterback.
Okay. Miami at the New York Jets. Miami has been playing better ball.
They have.
Darnell?
I like the Jets in this one.
Me too. I like the Jets in an upset at home. I think it's going to be a little too cold for Tua.
Okay, I'm going. Well, good point. Yeah, I'm going. I'm going to Jets. And Darnell, you're sticking with Miami?
Miami.
Okay, New Orleans at Tampa Bay. Go ahead, Darnell.
I got Tampa too.
We're all on Tampa. Indianapolis at Jacksonville. Divisional game.
I'm taking Jacksonville, man.
I'm going Jacksonville.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to go Jacksonville just for the simple fact Daniel Jones is not 100% at all.
Got you. Denver at Vegas. Raiders. I'm going Denver.
Denver.
Darnell, Denver. Chicago at Green Bay. This should be a real good one.
I like Jordan Love and the Packers.
I like Green Bay myself. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going Green Bay. Darnell is going Chicago. All right. Los Angeles Rams. Some people are saying possibly they could be the best team in the NFL, even though they just took an L last week.
To the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, they faced.
Rams should bounce back this week. Even though Jacoby Brissett been put up numbers, don't sleep Arizona. Don't sleep.
Okay, so who do you like, Darnell?
The Rams.
We're all on the Rams?
Yeah. I just said don't sleep Arizona, though, but I got the Rams.
Got you, Darnell. You like the Rams?
Rams.
That's a good one right now.
Houston at Kansas City.
Ooh, man. I've been thinking about this game all day. I'm going to take Pat Mahomes, man. I can't. This is hard for me to go against dude too many times. I'm going to go with Pat Mahomes.
I'm going to go
Kansas City.
Okay, I'm going Kansas City. So Darnell is the lone wolf. All right, the Monday night game, Philadelphia at the Los Angeles Chargers.
I got Eagles.
I'm going Chargers too. Keith and JT are going with Philly. Cross-country trip. And they're going with Philly. All right. The bye teams. New England, New York, San Fran, and Carolina. Last but not least, our hometown. Pittsburgh Steelers. Big AFC North game against the Baltimore Ravens. Both teams are 6-6. Looking to pull into first place by themselves. It's a 1 p.m. game. Darnell, what you say?
Landing this game, Pittsburgh winning Baltimore and they go in.
Oh, they win more in Baltimore than they do in Pittsburgh against the Ravens.
I'm saying,
the Steelers won.
Don't win. It's hard for them to win nothing.
The Steelers won.
Baltimore.
The Steelers won the last 3 of 5 versus Baltimore, including the playoffs. I'm going with Pittsburgh.
I got the Steelers 23-20 and a great slugfest. I think the secondary shows up and they enter Lamar a few times, and that's going to be the difference.
Got it. Those are our NFL Week 14 picks. We'll just take 5 minutes.
It's crazy, you know, they haven't asked. I didn't hear nobody saying fire Andy Reid. He's 6-6.
Not Andy Reid.
Andy Reid with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, well,
he's 6-6.
Yeah, but he won some Super Bowls.
I know you're right, but still, buddy. when he starts declining, right?
Yeah, they actually are, but I'm not sure if they chanted it during the game. Okay, this might be the game where that happens as well. We'll see. But I want to take 5 or 10 minutes real quick, guys, to do a good preview of the game. Okay, for the Steelers and the Ravens. Baltimore, we know Lamar Jackson. Okay, you have to stop Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson does not look the same. Okay, some people are saying he's still hurt. Do you think he's still hurt, Darnell?
What's going on with him? I don't know how hurt, but him like Josh Allen. You see what Josh Allen running quarterback and guys doing. Now he get really hurt. So I think he's going to play better than he has against that thing.
All right, and Derrick Henry, okay, could be a problem for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We know the Steelers just came off of a game where they gave up what was it, 259, 249, something like that, rushing
for the James
51 carries,
60 something to Ray Davis.
So you would think if the Steelers do anything this week, it would be to stop the run.
Right.
Do what's necessary to stop the run.
Better dig in on Isaiah Likely and back Mark Andrews.
Right. Good point, JT.
Yeah. Isaiah Likely is, he's a good tight end. He's a good tight end. Mark Andrews as well, unless it's under pressure.
Yes,
right. Who else are we missing for that particular team?
Well, you got to remember they're catching back Mitchell. So he's had 2 out of the last 3 games. I think he's been like their leading baller.
Pressure. Yeah, they haven't been getting Henry the ball. I expect Henry to get about 25 carries, man, but I think the Steelers hold him under 100. I think they're hearing all the noise this week, and I think Tomlin's going to light a fire under these guys, man. I think we're going to see one of the bigger performances by the Steelers defense this Sunday, man. I just really do. I've seen this movie before, and look for the Steelers to bounce back, man.
All right, so this team should be fired up. I know for me, if I played on this team and the crowd was chanting "Fire my head coach," it would put a fire up under me.
Right.
If things were good with the head coach from a relationship standpoint, and you hear all the time how these guys like Mike Tomlin.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And from an offensive standpoint, as I said, you have to go downfield. You have to get the ball to Darnell Washington. You have to give more carries to Jalen Warren.
Definitely, man. Say that again.
Yeah. Pat Frymuth has to show up.
Yeah, you got the targeting.
Even Kenneth Gainwell. That guy has explosion.
Right.
And say what you want, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have to win at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
Exactly.
Because Baltimore's still banged up on defense. So, and it showed against Cincinnati, because once Joe Burrow got his feet back, he was lighting them up.
Yes, he was.
And he was out for 11 weeks?
Right. Hopefully we could get that. Aaron Rodgers could do the same, man.
And that's where using our tight ends will affect Baltimore's secondary.
Yeah, they got to scheme it up. Arthur Smith, you got to scheme up some plays, man.
So I had to take a look here. Lamar Jackson, even though his stats still look relatively good.
No, they're not. They're terrible. I have him in multiple.
He don't pass the eye test right now to me, though.
You got to keep in mind,
he's not passing the eye test right now.
He missed at least 3 games.
Yeah, but he's still terrible. I've had him in my face. He's cost me
15 TDs and 4 interceptions is pretty good, fellas.
Like I said,
I'll take that. I'll take that as a quarterback.
That's why I said stat-wise, it looks decent.
Right, but then you watch him play, and it's like, I saw Lamar Jackson slap for the first time in about 6 years the other day.
Here's
never
the
seen
deal.
him slap.
Here's the deal. The Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers have to ball out.
Yes, they do.
T.J. Watt has to be T.J. Watt.
Harrison.
Alex Highsmith.
Wilson. Hole coming them guys off the bench.
Patrick Queen.
Wilson.
They got to come to play.
Queen playing this week?
They have to come to play.
I think he's questionable.
Well, Wilson's one of those ones you have to put on one of those tight ends.
And I want to see less Harrison and more Holcomb. Okay. Les Harrison, more Holcomb. Samuel. Okay. Cornerback, I think, is important as well. And if we miss any moves, we talked about the moves the Steelers made earlier.
Hopefully, Thielen can get a catch or two, man. Put him in.
Yeah, we'll see.
Come on, man.
How all right. So there you go. That's the preview for the game coming up. And Darnell, we're getting a lot of background noise, but we're about to wrap things up as well. I'll throw it over to you for 30 seconds, Darnell, before we sign off. And when we get to you, Keith, I wanted to bring up also, you need to let people know about your show.
Okay.
Definitely. Go ahead, Darnell.
Hey, thanks for having me on again this week, man. It's been always a pleasure sitting down with you guys and talking all the sports. And, more importantly, I hope that everybody who came in today safely and more everybody who's listening, thank you for taking time. For you and family.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Darnell, and we'll catch up with you later. All right. JT.
First of all, you are the reasons why we keep climbing, and keep it up. Tell people, in this holiday season, pay attention to your loved ones, the older ones. Do something nice for somebody. It only takes, even saying hello or smiling at somebody, can make somebody's day, because you never know what they're going through. I want to wish everybody a holiday season. Please be safe, because the inclement weather is coming, as we can see, and just keep God first. God bless.
Excellent. Keith?
You just reminded me too, Kev.
Yeah.
Everybody tune in, man. Next week, Tuesday, Unsung Heroes of the Hardwood Part 2, me and my partner Zach Mack, man, where we basically highlight basketball players that deserve their due, not superstars. A lot of players that you might think of. Just an example with Joe Dumars, Michael Cooper, players like that, and we honor them every month and on Pittsburgh DSEN, man. So you get a chance, check us out. Unsung Heroes of the Hardwood Part 2 coming, Part 3 coming soon, and check us out on Pittsburgh's DSEN Radio. And keep tuning into Soul Take 2 and so on, man. Sports talk, lifestyle programming, soulful music, man. You got to love it here, man. So check us out and enjoy your weekend.
Excellent. Thank you, Keith. So as Keith said, we're here 24/7. We have a lot of content, both on YouTube as well as our radio station, which is 24/7. I like to say, if you like soul, there's something for you. Check out the radio schedule. Believe me, you'll love it. Also, Soul Tape, we come to you every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Please set your schedule, as well as our Black and Gold postgame show this Sunday after Steelers Ravens for 3 hours. So check us out. And tomorrow on Pittsburgh's DSEN, both the radio as well as YouTube, we have Cocoa with Jesus. The topic is Your Due Season is Coming. Tomorrow, 7 to 8 p.m. So we're going to go ahead and sign off.
Yeah, we got one more quick.
Go ahead.
Do you have Christmas music? Holiday music on PGH DSEN?
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's coming. That is coming. I haven't set a date yet, but if you're a subscriber, you'll get that information.
All right.
So make sure you subscribe. That's right. It's coming up, and it's coming fast. All right, everyone.
Stay blessed.
Stay blessed and take care.